Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Keto Mom page. I've got some morning going on here, and it's a little early, but I had my daughter wake up this morning, and she said, "Mom," and she had to go to volleyball at 6:30 this morning, and she's 13, and I have another daughter who's up super early, who's getting ready for horse camp, and she said, "Mom, it's so much easier to be lazy than to get up and do something." She's like, "Why is it so easy to be lazy?" She's like, "I'm tired." And I said, if you can learn that as a kid, as a teenager, and remember why you get up and how it feels when you get up late, guess what? You will go far, my child. That's what I said. But for real, isn't it? So first of all, good morning. Where are you tuning in from? And we're tuning in from Minnesota. It's a little rainy out, but I think it's supposed to stop raining this afternoon. I'm kind of talking quiet because there's lots of people in our home sleeping besides this one, and one's at volleyball camp already. But isn't that the truth? It's so much easier to be lazy. And I told her my story, and I said, oftentimes we talk about people's why. So just so you know, we're going to go through this book. If you're brand new, post new in the comments. And I'm here to help you. Whatever your questions are, whatever you're looking for, if you're just looking how to start your keto lifestyle, if whatever questions you have, you can post below, you can private message me. But I had this explained to me once. I'm going to explain it to you again before we dive into the chapter 14. And basically the chapter is how to make good habits inevitable and bad habits impossible. And if you're going through the book, you're probably going to see there's lots of tips and tricks and lots of try this, do this, put things in the back of the fridge, put snacks below, get them off the counter, right? Mindset. And all of this book is data driven. It's them doing different experiments and trying different things to figure out what you have to do to create good systems so that you can reach your goals. And I had this explained to me once, and I was like, ooh, that's good. So think about it like this. Some people would say, well, what is your why? Your why should drive you. Your why should make you want to be better. Your why should get you up in the morning. And I think we talk so much about the outward goal, what keeps you, what is your why? Some people will go, my kids, my spouse, my health, right? And I heard this and I thought, maybe this would help you. Your vision, what's in front of you, what your goals are what you're driving after, right? Your vision. What do you want? So I want to be healthy. I want to be stronger. I want to play with my kids or my grandkids, right? Your why, your vision, Your why, think about it like this. Your why is the reason that you do it because you don't want to feel that way. For example, I get up in the morning early to read and to work out and do all the things. My vision is to be stronger. My vision is to be healthy for my kids. My vision, all of the things I want are out here. My why is I do not want to feel behind throughout my day. I hate the feeling of being behind, being late, not getting the stuff done that I want, having my day own me. I hate that feeling so much that when my alarm clock goes off, all I have to think about is, I don't want to feel that way. Does that make sense? So your why, if you can't quite see what you want, but you know you want to feel better, think about how you don't want to feel. So for example, my daughter this morning got up and she goes, I'm tired. It's easier to sleep in, but I want to be better at volleyball. Her vision is to be better at volleyball. Right? Excuse me. Her vision is to make the team, the high school team. Her vision is to all of those things, and her why to get up was, I don't want to regret not going to practice. I don't want to regret not making the team. I don't want the regret. Does that make sense between your vision and your why? If you have to sit down for a second and go, all right, what do I want? And if I don't do those things every day, how am I going to feel? You have to remember that. For example, Emery is going to horse camp this morning. She's sitting on the other side of the table yawning. Emery, do you think that if you were to sleep in and skip camp, you'd regret it? Right. And her legs are hurting. And she's like, I've never ridden horse for 8 hours. Does that make sense? Like, if she were to sleep in, she'd get the instant gratification of sleep. And then she'd wake up and she'd go, oh man, I miss camp. My legs are fine now. So figure out what it is that you want, and then figure out if you don't do it, how you're going to feel, and that may get you up. That may help you not hit the snooze button, not skip the gym, not grab the donut. So same concept as what he's talking about today. Real quick, I'll go through this chapter because we have to go to horse camp. He says how to make good habits inevitable and bad habits impossible. Talks about we have to make it difficult. We have to make the habits difficult. So he talks about this concept of a commitment device, and he talks about, there's a whole bunch of stories. So I love the book because he has story. They usually have some type of experiment, there's science, and then there's action. And so he talks about a commitment device is a choice that you make in the presence that controls your action in the future. So basically he told a story of a man who owned a store prior to social media, prior to all of the things that like a Walmart has in place so people can't steal. He was having problems with people stealing from him. This is in the 1980s. They created a simple device that made it so his employees couldn't steal. Therefore, it was too hard for them, so his store started making money. Same concept. He says, in the way he locked you, it is a way to lock in your future behavior, excuse me, and bind the good behavior and restrict the bad ones. So, a commitment device is useful because they enable you to take advantage of good intentions. So then he goes through and he tells what a commitment device would look like. For example, he says, if you want to go to the gym, a commitment device would be paying for the entire month or paying for the entire year. You're committed. If you don't go, you lose the money, right? A commitment device would be, there was a guy in the book that actually had a plug-in in his wall that shut off the internet at 10 o'clock. When the internet was shut off, it was time for bed. A commitment device would be having your meals, pay for like a month of meals, and they're sent to your home, healthy meals, which means you can't go through the drive-thru. You don't have an option. You already paid for it, so you're going to commit and eat those healthy meals. A commitment device is putting something in place that you've already paid for. It's going to restrict the bad habit, so you don't have an option. Does that make sense? So good. So basically this whole chapter was like, what do you need to put in place that stops the bad habit, right? The book is called Atomic Habits. We've been going through this for the last 2 weeks, every morning, except for I usually miss Sundays because Sundays are just family day. All days are family day, but you know. And so as soon as we're done with this book, I have a new book to go through. I'm going to be reading a book to you every single day. Whether you tune in here or you read the book with me, it's up to you. And so he said the best way to break a bad habit is to make it impractical. Increase the friction until you don't even have an option. The whole book is great. He gives some ideas, I'll tell you. So he says for your nutrition, buy a water filter and drink clean water, or like if you're struggling with drinking water, some people love, like we have an ice machine. We call it like Sonic ice or hospital ice. For whatever reason, those little ice cubes make it so you want to drink water, right? Or for nutrition, get rid of your big plates and only have small plates. You won't fill the plate up, and you might find that when you're done eating, you're not hungry for seconds, or you just don't eat as much, right? I know it sounds silly, but for real, these things work. If you want to sleep better, buy a good mattress, get blackout curtains, remove your television from your bedroom. To be productive, unsubscribe to emails, turn off notifications, use an email filter, delete games on your phone. Talks about happiness. Get a dog. I don't think that creates happiness. Don't be mad that I said that. I just have 4 kids and 4 dogs. To be generally healthy, he talks about getting good shoes to help prevent back pain. Get a good supportive chair at your desk or a stand-up desk. finances. So there's so many things that you can put into place, right, to eliminate the bad habits. Then he talks about automation. He talks about how automating things can help. And social media and technology can also hinder. So you have to have the discipline to not scroll, but have things automated, like automatically paying bills, automatically having your meals sent to you or your groceries, right? Things like prescription automation, or having your employees save for retirement, automating finances for your so. There's so many things that we can do. You just have to take a little bit of time to put them into place. So I think this chapter was great. Basically, the overview was we need to make the bad habits difficult, right? The simple things I told you was to put things in the back of the fridge or off your counter, or the TV out of your bedroom, the phone across the room so when the alarm clock goes off, you have to get up. The ultimate way to lock in a future habit is to have things automated, but not get stuck in the scrolling and the social media aspect of your phone. One-time choices like buying a better mattress or enrolling in a gym, enrolling in a savings plan, are single actions that can automate things and automate choices for you. So, this is a great book. The book is giving you action steps to make systems in place so that you will create a lifestyle and you won't go back to laziness like my daughter said this morning. Mom, it's so easy to be lazy. Yep. And remember, if you're lazy and you don't do the things you want and you don't go after that vision, you're going to regret it. I don't want to live in regret. I hate getting up late. I hate not owning my morning. And so, but the key to this entire book is to take one thing you're learning and put it into action. Action. There's no luck. There's no watching and hoping. You've got to take what you learn, whatever it is, and put it into play. So this is the book we're going through. We'll continue to go through it until we're done. I would say we're a little over halfway. We probably will end it by, I'm guessing, mid-July, and then we'll start a new book. So continue to tune into the page. I hope you have an incredible morning. Always reach out with your questions. Otherwise, there's plenty of recipes and tips and tricks to help you on your journey. So I hope you have a great day. We're off to horse camp, and we'll talk to you soon.